You have been told the same thing for over 60 years, that a daily hot shower is the gold standard of health. It is our morning ritual. It is just what we do. But what if I told you that this very habit might be the hidden reason you feel itchy, tired, or even dizzy? For those of us over 70, the rules have changed. The way we bathed in our youth is simply not safe anymore. In fact, experts are now warning that 5 common habits in the bathroom are leading to serious skin infections and even dangerous falls. These are the kinds of accidents that can change your life in a heartbeat. Today, we are uncovering the truth about daily bathing. We will look at the 5 habits you should stop right now. If you want to protect your health and stay independent, you cannot afford to skip this. Habit number 1, the daily full-body scrub. Growing up in America, most of us were raised with a very specific idea that cleanliness is next to godliness. We were taught that a productive day starts with a hot shower and a good, vigorous scrub. It is a ritual. It is a part of our identity. For many of us, it has been our morning routine for 50, 60, even 70 years. But here's the truth, and it might be a bit hard to hear. That daily, soapy, head-to-toe scrub, it might actually be doing more harm than good. You see, after we cross the age of 70, our skin changes. It is not the same skin we had in our 30s. Back then, our bodies produced plenty of natural oils, those wonderful lipids that keep our skin soft and protected. But as we age, that production line slows down. It slows down significantly. Think about your skin like an antique piece of furniture. You would not take a harsh chemical and a rough brush to a beautiful 19th century mahogany table every single morning, would you? Of course not. You would treat it with care. You would preserve its natural finish. Your skin is exactly like that. It is now delicate. It is thin. And those natural oils, those precious lipids, they are your body's primary defense. When you take a soapy sponge and scrub every inch of your body every 24 hours, you are essentially stripping away your armor. Medical experts have a name for what happens next. They call it atopic eczema. It sounds complicated, but I want you to picture something much simpler. Imagine a desert. Imagine a dry, parched lake bed in the middle of a July heat wave. The ground begins to tighten, it begins to shrink, and then it starts to crack. That is what is happening to your skin. When you overwash, your skin loses its elasticity. It becomes brittle. It starts to develop tiny, microscopic cracks. Now, you might not even see them at first. You might just feel a little itchy or notice a bit of flaking on your shins or your arms. But those cracks, those tiny, invisible openings, they are like open doors for trouble. In the medical world, they are entry points for germs, like Staphylococcus aureus. For a young person, a little skin irritation is no big deal. But for us, for those of us in our golden years, a simple skin irritation can quickly turn into something much more serious. It can lead to deep skin issues, or what doctors call cellulitis. In some cases, it can even lead to a hospital stay that lasts weeks. Think about the cost of that. Even with good insurance, a hospital visit for a severe skin complication can cost you thousands of dollars in co-pays and deductibles. It is a heavy price to pay for a shower habit that we don't even need. So, what is the alternative? How do we stay clean without putting our health at risk? The answer is something I like to call strategic bathing. It is a very simple shift in mindset. You don't need to soap up your entire body every single day. Instead, focus only on what I call the bits and pits. That means your face, your underarms, and your private areas. Those are the spots that actually need daily attention. For the rest of your body, your arms, your legs, your back, just let the warm water rinse over them. You don't need the soap there every day. In fact, many dermatologists now recommend that seniors only have a full soapy shower 2 or 3 times a week. On the other days, a simple warm washcloth is all you need. It is gentle, it is effective, and most importantly, it keeps your natural shield intact. It's about being smart. It's about listening to what your body needs today, not what it needed 40 years ago. By making this one small change, you are protecting your skin. You are protecting your health, and you are giving yourself the gift of a longer, more comfortable life. Take a breath, relax, and remember, your skin is your protector. It's time we started protecting it back. Habit number 2, using scalding hot water. There is nothing quite like a steaming hot shower on a chilly morning, is there? Especially as we get older. I know how it feels. Our circulation isn't quite what it used to be. We feel the cold a little deeper, right in our bones. Sometimes, it feels like the only way to truly get warm is to turn that shower handle just a little further to the left, just a little more heat. But I want you to stop and think for a moment. That steam rising in your bathroom? It might be a sign of a very dangerous habit. You see, when the water is too hot, anything over 102 degrees, it stops being a comfort. It actually becomes a solvent. A solvent. Just think about that word for a second. Think about what you do after a big Sunday dinner. When you have a greasy frying pan to clean, you use the hottest water possible because hot water is designed to dissolve fat. It is designed to strip away grease. Now, think about your skin. Your skin is covered in precious natural fats and oils. These are the lipids that keep your skin healthy. When you use scalding water, you are essentially treating your skin, your own body, like that greasy frying pan. You are dissolving your protection. You are stripping away your life. The American Academy of Dermatology has been very clear about this. They have found that hot water triggers a massive release of a chemical in our skin called histamine. Histamine? That is the same stuff that makes you sneeze during allergy season. But on your skin, it causes an intense, unbearable itch. Medical professionals call it pruritus, but we just know it as that itch that won't go away. We scratch and we scratch. And because our skin is thin, we break the surface. We create wounds. And in today's world, with the cost of healthcare, a simple skin infection can lead to a doctor's bill of $500 or even $1,000 for specialized creams and visits. But there is a risk that is even more serious than an itch. It is a risk that happens the moment you decide to step out of that hot water. When you stand in high heat, your blood vessels do something called vasodilation. They open up wide, very wide. Your blood rushes to the surface of your skin to try to cool you down. Then, you go to stand up. You reach for your towel, and suddenly, the room starts to spin. Your blood pressure drops in an instant. This is what doctors call orthostatic hypotension. It is a fancy way of saying your brain is suddenly starved of oxygen. For someone over 70, this is a moment of extreme danger. In fact, research shows that hot showers increase the risk of a fall by 40%. 40%. That is a massive number. And we all know that for a senior, a fall can change everything in a heartbeat. It can mean a broken hip, a long recovery, or a total loss of independence. It is one of the leading causes of serious injury-related issues in our community. So, let's talk about a better way, a safer way. First, I want you to go and check your water heater. Right now, or after you finish this article. Many homes have them set to 140 degrees. That is way too high. Reach out to a family member or a handyman if you need help, and set that dial to a maximum of 120 degrees. 120. That is the safety zone. When you bathe, aim for lukewarm. It should feel comfortably warm, like a gentle hug, but it should never be steaming. If your bathroom mirror is completely fogged up, the water is too hot. I know it takes a little getting used to. You might miss that blast of heat at first, but remember, you aren't just taking a cooler shower. You are protecting your skin. You are protecting your blood pressure. You are protecting your very life. It is a small trade-off for a much longer and much safer future. You've worked hard to enjoy your golden years. Don't let a hot shower take them away from you. Habit number 3, relying on antibacterial or deodorant soaps. We all remember those old television commercials from back in the day, don't we? The ones that promised us a scent as fresh as a mountain spring, or a lather that would wash away every single germ on our bodies. For most of us growing up in America, having a bar of strong deodorant soap in the shower was just a fact of life. We wanted that squeaky clean feeling. We thought that if our skin felt tight, and if it literally made a squeaking sound when we rubbed it, then we were finally healthy and pure. But I have to tell you, that squeaky sound, that is not the sound of health. It is actually the sound of your skin's natural defenses being stripped away. It is the sound of a struggle. You see, our skin is a very complex organ. It isn't just a covering for our bodies. It is an active part of our immune system. And here is the secret that the soap companies didn't tell us back in the 60s. Your skin is naturally acidic. It has a very thin, invisible layer on the surface that scientists call the acid mantle. Think of it like a protective raincoat or a biological force field. This acidic layer is there for a reason. It keeps the bad bacteria out, and it keeps the good things in. The problem is, most of those harsh antibacterial soaps and deodorant bars we love are very alkaline. They are the opposite of what your skin needs. When you use those heavy soaps, especially after you turn 70, you are essentially pouring a chemical onto your body that destroys that protective raincoat. Imagine you are out in a storm. You have a beautiful, sturdy umbrella, but then you decide to poke 1,000 tiny holes in it. You wouldn't do that, right? Because you know you would get soaked, you would get cold, you would get sick. Well, when you use harsh antibacterial soap, you are poking holes in your skin's umbrella. According to research published in the British Journal of Dermatology, using these alkaline soaps disrupts your skin for hours or even days. And as we age, our skin takes much longer to recover. But it gets even more serious than just having dry skin. Your skin is actually home to millions of good bacteria. It is like a tiny, invisible garden. These good bacteria are your friends. They fight off the bad germs for you. They keep your skin's ecosystem in balance. When you use a powerful antibacterial soap, you aren't just killing the bad germs. You are clear-cutting the entire garden. You are destroying the good guys along with the bad guys. The risk here is real. Studies show that when we destroy this balance, we increase our risk of skin infections by 30%. 30%. For a senior living in a community, or even just visiting grandkids who might have a cold, that 30% can make a huge difference. It can mean the difference between staying healthy or ending up with a painful skin rash that requires a trip to the clinic. And let's talk about the cost of those trips. In our American healthcare system, a visit to a specialist and the cost of those high-strength prescription creams, it can easily add up to hundreds of dollars. Sometimes, even more if the infection spreads. It is a financial burden and a physical one, all because of a bar of soap. So, what should we be doing instead? It is time to look for something different when you're walking down the aisle at the drugstore. You want to look for what the experts call a Syndet bar. That stands for synthetic detergent. It sounds like a chemical name, but it is actually much gentler. These bars are pH balanced. They are designed to clean you without destroying your acid mantle. When you are looking at the packages at CVS or Walgreens, Look for very specific words. Look for soap-free. Look for fragrance-free. Look for sensitive skin. One of the most famous examples that most of us know is the basic Dove Beauty Bar. It isn't actually a soap in the traditional sense. It is a cleanser that respects your skin's natural balance. I know it feels strange at first. You might miss that heavy, perfume-like scent of a deodorant bar. You might miss that squeaky feeling. But I want you to remember, that squeaky feeling is actually your skin crying out for help. By switching to a gentle, pH-balanced cleanser, you are letting your skin's garden grow back. You are repairing your biological raincoat. You are giving your body's first line of defense the strength it needs to protect you. And in the long run, that is a much better feeling than any mountain spring scent could ever provide. Be kind to your skin. It has been protecting you for over 70 years. It is time you did the same for it. Habit number 4, the aggressive towel dry. We were always told that rubbing yourself dry was a great way to get the blood moving. It felt invigorating. It felt like a job well done. But I want you to stop. I want you to really think about what you are doing to your skin in that moment. Because for someone over 70, that vigorous rubbing is no longer a healthy habit. It is actually a form of physical trauma. Trauma. That is a heavy word, isn't it? But it is the truth. You see, as we age, the structure of our skin changes in a very hidden way. Underneath the surface, there is a place where the top layer of your skin meets the bottom layer. Doctors call this the dermal-epidermal junction. When we are young, this junction is like a series of strong, interlocking fingers. It is like the strongest Velcro you can imagine. It holds your skin together perfectly. But as the years go by, that junction flattens out. The Velcro starts to lose its grip. The layers of your skin don't hold onto each other as tightly as they used to. So, when you take a heavy towel and you rub and rub and rub, you are creating something called friction to your delicate skin. That friction is like a sandpaper attack. Because the layers are no longer locked together, they can actually slide, they can shift, and they can tear. In geriatric care, we see friction-induced skin tears all the time. It is a major source of preventable pain. And let me tell you, a skin tear is not just a simple scratch. It is a wound that can take weeks or even months to heal properly. Think about the cost of that. In the United States today, specialized wound care supplies are expensive. A single box of medical-grade bandages can cost you $40 or $50. If you have to see a wound specialist, those copays can eat through a Social Security check faster than you can blink. And that is before we even talk about the risk of a more serious infection. But there is another risk to this aggressive rubbing. If you do it every single day for years, your skin tries to protect itself by getting thicker. It becomes leathery. It becomes tough. Medical professionals call this lichen simplex chronicus. I just call it the leather effect. When your skin becomes leathery, it loses its ability to absorb anything. If you ever need a medicated cream for a rash or an ointment for an itch, it won't be able to get through that thick, leathery barrier. You are essentially locking your skin away from the help it needs. So, how do we fix this? It is such a simple change, but it is so powerful. From now on, I want you to stop rubbing. Instead, I want you to pat dry. Imagine you are holding a very expensive, very old silk handkerchief. Or imagine you are drying the face of a precious newborn baby. You wouldn't scrub them, would you? Of course not. You would gently press the towel against the skin. That is exactly what you should do for yourself. Take your towel and just pat. Press it gently against your arms. Press it against your chest. Let the towel soak up the water without moving the skin underneath. If you want to go a step further, treat yourself to a microfiber towel. They are incredibly soft, and they absorb water much faster than those old, scratchy cotton towels. You can find them at any big box store like Target or Walmart for just a few dollars. It is a tiny investment that pays huge dividends for your health. And here is the biggest secret of all. Don't get yourself completely bone dry. Leave your skin just a little bit damp, just a tiny bit of moisture. In our next section, I am going to tell you exactly why that dampness is the key to staying young and healthy. You have spent a lifetime working hard. You have spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now, it is time to be gentle with yourself. Start with the towel. Your skin will thank you for it. Habit number 5, skipping the 3-minute window for moisturizing. I want to talk to you about something that many people, especially the men in our audience, tend to overlook. It is the habit of moisturizing. For some of us, putting on lotion feels like a chore, or maybe it feels like something purely for vanity. You might think, my skin feels a little dry, but it's no big deal. Or perhaps you hate that greasy feeling on your hands before you put on your Sunday best or your favorite flannel shirt. But I am here to tell you, moisturizing is not about looking younger. After the age of 70, moisturizing is a medical necessity. There is a very specific window of time that matters. It is a very short window. Scientists call it the 3-minute window. Think about what happens the moment you step out of the shower and pat yourself dry. Your skin is still warm, your pores are open, there is still a little bit of moisture clinging to the surface. This is the golden moment. This is when your skin is actually ready to drink. But if you wait, if you walk into the bedroom, pick out your clothes, and check the morning news on the TV, that window slams shut. When you wait too long, your skin does something called transepidermal water loss. That is a very fancy way of saying that the water inside your skin simply evaporates into the air. It's gone, and because your skin doesn't produce those natural oils as it used to, there is nothing to stop that water from leaving. The Journal of Investigative Dermatology has found that if you do not seal that moisture in within 3 minutes, your skin begins to dehydrate rapidly. Now, why does this matter for your longevity? When your skin is dehydrated, it loses its elasticity. It becomes brittle, and when it's brittle, it develops what doctors call micro fissures. These are tiny, invisible cracks that go deep. These cracks do something very surprising. They trigger your body's immune system to stay on all the time. Your body thinks it is under attack, so it sends out inflammatory signals called cytokines. Recent studies have shown a shocking connection here. Chronic skin inflammation can lead to a higher cytokine load in your entire body. This can actually travel to the brain. Researchers are now finding that this persistent inflammation may contribute to cognitive decline and issues with memory and focus. Think about that. Something as simple as dry skin could be affecting how clearly you think. It also hits your wallet. A trip to a specialist for chronic skin inflammation or a cognitive checkup can easily cost you a $60 copay, or hundreds of dollars if you haven't met your deductible. It is much cheaper to buy a good jar of cream. So, here is your new routine. Forget the watery lotions in the pump bottles. They have too much water and not enough protection. Instead, look for a thick cream or an ointment. Look for jars that you have to scoop the cream out of. Go to your local drugstore, like a CVS or a Walgreens. Look for brands that are fragrance-free and contain something called ceramides. Keep that jar right there on the bathroom counter. Don't put it in the cabinet. Keep it where you can see it. As soon as you finish patting yourself dry, while your skin is still a little bit damp, apply that cream. Rub it in gently. By doing this, you are sealing your protective shield. You are trapping the water inside. You are calming the inflammation before it even starts. It only takes 60 seconds. But those 60 seconds could be the most important part of your entire day. You are worth the effort. Your health is worth the effort, and your peace of mind is certainly worth the effort. Take care of your skin, and it will take care of the rest of you. It is a lot to take in. I know. Changing a habit you have had for 50 years is never easy. But remember, this isn't about doing less. It is about being smarter. It is about protecting your independence and staying strong for those who love you. You deserve to feel comfortable in your own skin. No more itching, no more unnecessary risks, just health. If this helped you, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps other seniors find this important information. And do not forget to subscribe so we can keep sharing these life-changing tips. If you have a question or a tip of your own, please leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Stay safe, stay warm, and take good care of yourself. You are truly worth it. I will see you in the next video.